Greetings, citizens. I am your host, Jay Voodoo Child, and this is Manor. I'm playing a beta campaign under patch 0.8.035. And in this campaign, we are focusing on castle building because that's something I've never really quite done before. And one of the major lessons I'm taking away from this is you'll want to have a large storehouse just outside of your manor lord or your manor house location. These are a lot of resources just to get one stone wall and one wooden, or two wooden walls, or actually, I guess three, and just a couple towers, or actually, I think just one tower. And so the capacity for your dress stone is 50, but I have 4. But the travel distance, even this is probably, if you can cut that down, that'd be helpful. Also, you just don't want to unload the entire population because they'll get jammed up as they're trying to find paths in and out of this building to drop off all those supplies. So, just different things that I'm learning, but also I'm showcasing some of the techniques that I've kind of already have theorized and are adapting. Also, there's some pathing issues right at the quarries. People having to get stuck to start mining, but also people getting stuck right here to get supplies. And I've got like 2 different pathways from where they're picking up and where they're dropping off. So that does not seem to help having like one side facing a certain direction or what have you. So just kind of things to be worried. So instead of having the full 6, I'll max out at 3. Sometimes I'll even have to drop down to 2 to get it to all to work. All right, so I'm down to 4 houses there. I think I've just started. No. I gotta figure out where I'm pulling. Is it just the one location? Okay, I'm not pulling any wood. Alright, so let me do that. Basically, I am trying to fill out a full 6 from this location. And I'm nearly done on crossbows. I just have a couple extra spears and shields in case, so I need 14. I have some casualties. Alright, so I may have a couple spares there. Alright, I'm starting to work leather. So yeah, let me get people working up here, because this is probably where I am going to we'll see how that works out. So let us get underway here. But I've got people, one person in each of these, so I can harvest the different cycles of herbs. Because apparently there's at least 2 during the growth season. I'm pulling out of all of these very well, so I've just got max. And I'm selling when I have 100 sheep. And so when the lambs mature, I'll just sell off the more expensive sheep. But we finally have and do we have any booze? We do have booze. So things are progressing kind of nicely. I mean, it's not the most efficient build, and I'm like over harvesting. Like I've got this set on 10, and just the hounds and the popping these people in from the veggie farms. Like these are all, I've got, hunter here, hunter there. And then for our second veggie, hunter there, hunter there. For our fruits, I forget where I had them going. But I haven't done a whole lot with the clay surface. This is kind of a background revenue. So 800 here. I'm importing tools, but once I get done with making the metal parts for the crossbows, then I'll make my own tools. And I'm importing iron for that, but starting to sell shields off, small shields. I have excess food. I'm not doing any spoilage here, so I'm just kind of selling off all that stuff. And this was the surface rubble stone that I picked up before I started laying down those 4 deep mines. And I've got full traders going on now. What is this? Oh, that's the barley inn. Wow, that's got real expensive real quick. Haven't been using it that much, I didn't think. But anyway, yeah, it's an expensive thing. That's from the hunting grounds. Where is the leather maker? So I have a whole bunch of goats and a whole bunch of chickens. The chickens I use for kind of transitioning from the level 2 to level 1 to level 2. I generally don't have fruits up and running that soon, so having the chickens around to supplement that. But I probably don't need that many chickens as I do. And then now with the bug for clothing consumption, we'll see. We'll kind of get an idea of how many, what kind of size tannery and how much goats we need to have going here. And I'm just probably going to make these 4 into level 3s and just leave it at that. So that will get me to a small town status. But yeah, I mean, that's the way I'm kind of avoiding those issues. I've never really built up level 3s that much. Mainly because I wasn't interested in, I always want to kind of self-supply, and just importing the barley is just not something that I've been particularly interested in. But yeah, let me check here. See when these beverages. Oh, these are still at level 1 even. Alright, it is August. So we're going to have a bandit camp show up at the end of this month. And let's see. Is that the best position for you? No. All right, we're at 82%. So there's a lot of housing we can tack on. So it's almost completely supplied. Oh, forgot the raiders over here. Too steep to build. So a little bit of reactionary stuff there. So gotta figure out what view I want. Probably gonna build up here. So yeah, that's a pretty fantastic view. And let's see what this view is like. Bunch of trees. So yeah, level ones I'm perfectly fine with. When we start getting into, different upgrades, the color scheme is kind of doesn't match, and but this was going to be my artisan row here. Got to be the shoes, money. Got to be the shoes. It's interesting that they've got 2 timber here already. I wonder if that's Alright, getting closer to all the supplies. And we're overdoing it on the last month of mushrooms. But I mean, even the regular nodes can supply so much. And the original starting location was kind of inconvenient. So probably having 4 houses and 1 person up to have all the herb stuff. That's probably a little bit of overkill as well. But basically, I think 2 people could be on here. So I guess 2 per node level, I should say. And I've got more wool than I know what to do with, so this many sheep are overdoing it. Do I have... Nope, I have no one working the quarry. Okay, its requirements changed. I need to start building houses. Actually, let's make this a larger road. I really can't from there. Alright, from there we can make our corpse pits. That's wider than I want it to be. Maybe I need to have that. Hmm. So the angle's not right. Alright, so 4 doubles there. I gotta figure out how many housing do I want over here, or need still. I'll probably capitalize on that for the max. Let me see here. Alright, I got the full 36. That's 144. I believe I'm 10 over. But I'm not sure whether that counts the Manor. Well, the Manor people do fight as well. So that's the best way to do it. Alright, so I have 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, and 58. All right, 58. If I double up, so I'm going to have 2, 4, 6, 8. So I just need 50 families. So I need 25 doubles. And I'm going to get 16 here. Okay. So I need 9 more doubles. Or 9 more plots. Does that make sense? No. Nine more houses. All right, we'll get started on that. So I've been having problems with fires starting. And I thought I'd kind of like eliminated all the weather negative effects. Alright, I'm not gonna do these forest people. Let's get them out and building. So even with the double roads, they're still kind of going the back way. Probably one of the few curved roads I have in this particular region. I haven't been getting too artistic with my designs. Alright, not enough goods. Wider base. So with a less severe angle, I might be able to pull off a backyard extension here if I want to bother with that. I think being so close to the leather worker, I need to work on that. Alright, so let's delete this. And let's see if there's an angle in which we can get a backyard. Alright, that works for me. That's kind of fun. I like that one. Alright, so how are we coming along here? Nicely. Do we have any log jams? Nope. Alright, bandit camp sighted. So let's get to the higher ground. And they just keep on coming out with their regular army. They are not recruiting mercenaries anymore. So they have not recruited the I think they've recruited the 3 swords and maybe the 2 swords and the bow. Okay, 2 timber. Alright, requirements are not met. What's going on with the booze? Alright, the bodies are no longer on the floor. And let's get all 3 going. next month we are going to start harvesting. But we are kind of running low on housing. So is this a lower priority? Yes. So let me pause here for a moment. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Do we double up on all of these? All right. So they are set. They are set. Okay, so housing is starting to come online, so we're good there. We got some timber coming in. Yeah, let's figure out where am I. So we're on even ground. We're gonna fight in. I won't let this guy catch up. Because that's what the daddy tomato said to the kid tomato. Oh, I love awful jokes. And not that we need it. We'll do stand your ground and then push. And we may even have slightly higher ground. Alright, so that's done. There's my numbers. It is September. Alright, so let's get all of these people. Alright, we got unsigned forgers. We still have a baker. That was a waste. And some herders. Yeah, once you start getting large enough, you'll definitely forget about people. I forgot about leaving 5 people in the clay furnace. Alright, let me write down these percentages because I want to track those. So highest is 62 still. Did any of these change? Medium is 39 from 35. Lowest is still at 59. So is there just no recovery without sheeps? And do I have to kill off sheeps to get recovery? Not that I'm worried about bread for this particular scenario. That's an interesting situation. That the recovery is not that good. Alright, this is the 3rd year, right? No, this was the 2nd year? Can't be. This has got to be the 3rd year. And one of these should have recovered already. So I wonder if I just take over this region. work that mine. Build another castle over here. Alright, September. We are done. Alright. So got all those transferred. I think we're done with crossbows. So we need 9, 18, 27, 36. Yeah, we're done with crossbows. So do we just want to turn it off? Alright, you are going to be making... So yeah, I could extend this out by just taking over that rich iron and then making the armor and whatnot. I'm not sure whether it's best to have the rich stone in your starting region or not. Alright. Got plenty of... So yeah, the foresters have done a good job of kind of repopulating some of my cleared zones. Alright, 14 timber, 16 planks. Let's... upgrade you, right? Are you working yet? So now we're coming on these fields. And we're picking them up now. Okay, you're the one I'm supposed to be working. Yeah, we're back to first year. Yeah, we even got carts out here now. Alright, so we're going to put these on pause and let them start plowing the next set of fields. And then when that's ready, that should roll over to October. And by that time, the crops will be rotated and they can complete the cycle. So I'll get a head start on those plows. So that's going to be kind of like my last tip for this session, this recording. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Subscribe and click the bell icon to be notified of when I post the next videos. And please share with me your comments, your thoughts on this beta campaign, the patch overall, or the game. So thank you all for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.